Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? This be your boy, Psychoblood. Here I am with some Madden 16 gameplay. This is Draft Champs. I'm, of course, the Oakland Raiders, the best team there is. Have you seen the offseason? It's amazing. They're about to get Reggie Nelson. Holden Smith, once he gets the suspension. We got Khalil Mack, Bruce Irving. I mean, defense is going to be just amazing. And then don't talk about the offense. The offense is very young. Raiders got a bright future. Anyways, here I am playing some draft champs against my opponent, Eric Jordan, 23322. I don't know, you get a bunch of numbers, but anyways, there he is. But yeah, we're here to talk about Madden 17 wishlist. Alright? I have a lot of things on this wish list. It's crazy. I'm thinking of maybe making two parts. I can make two parts, maybe even three. But I think I'm gonna put as much as I can on part one. And if people do want a part two, I can make another one easily. But the main thing for Madden 17, what they need to do is, and it's everyone. It's just not me. It's everyone. They need to take off aggressive catch. It's just as simple as that. The aggressive catch is one of the most aggravating things in the game. I mean, you just throw up the ball, you spam triangle. Your player is most likely to catch it. It takes no skill, which is kind of sad. Yeah, I mean, they really need to take that out of the game. There is no, and then they do like these animations, these one-handed catches. They're just so ridiculous. It's like you never see. I'm not saying that Madden is real life, but you never see that every single wide receiver can do one-handed catches. Maybe they can, but they don't do it in the games. You know, it's just ridiculous how most people or most wide receivers in Madden, even tight ends. In my gameplay, I believe it's later on, third quarter or so. Cotchery. Was it Cotchery? Maybe. I don't know. It was either Cotchery or my tight end, what Ford. But one of them make a one-handed catch, and it's so ridiculous. It's crazy stupid. But anyways, they need to take that out. Just period. As soon as they're probably already working on Madden 17. But as soon as they started, they should have said, okay, this goes in the trash. Never again bring it back. That's it. Final. Alright, that's already number one. Number two, I truly believe it should take more skill to play Madden. You know? Like, to throw the ball, I feel like it should really take a lot more skill. Because if you look at the tutorials, if you're looking at the training and stuff like that, they teach you how to throw over, under, behind the wide receiver, in front of the wide receiver. But I mean, you don't really apply those in MUT or draft or even in franchise because there's no reason to. As you see right now, look at the aggressive catch. You see what I mean? Like, it's just the game. It just, you know. I just feel like if they could really influence throwing better, like there's some instances where I'm backpedaling and I'm throwing off my weak foot, and it's still a perfect throw. You know, I feel like it should be more of a tougher throw when you're going back instead of you standing in the pocket. As well as if you're running outside the pocket, it should be a harder throw and so on. But I feel like it should take a lot more skill to be able to throw the ball in general. And I mean, if you want to go both sides, we can go both there. Alright, so number three. I feel like it may be a little tough to do this, but I feel like it'll make the game a lot more fun. If there is some way you are able to block punts or field goals. I feel like, I've never seen anyone block one of those. But, yeah, I feel like it's impossible. I mean, sometimes, like, you could be offsides, you still can't block them. Unless you're standing right next to them, of course. But it's just very difficult to block field goals and punts. And I mean, in like real life, you see, like, look at the playoffs. Look at this, you see them all the time. But I feel like stuff like that. Maybe there should be like, I don't know. Maybe it's like only at a certain if it is like a 50-yarder and they have to aim down more, and then therefore it's low, and then you jump in there and you can't block it. But I feel like with these kicking boosts, like some kickers just have 99 kick power, they're never going to be able to kick low. They're always going to kick high because they already can easily make it, you know? A big one I wanted to, hopefully it's in Madden 17, is realistic weather. That's what I'm looking for. Um, every time I'm in a game, like for instance, right now, Jack Champs. I mean, it's always sunny. It hardly ever snows, rain, where I play in a night, which is weird. I always play around this time, constantly, or it's in a dome. But I believe, I'm trying to think. I probably played about more than 500 games, at least in Madden, and I don't believe I've ever gotten a snow game. Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten a snow game. I mean, there is the option of choosing the snow games when you play against like the computer for like the solos and stuff like that. I mean, you can do that, but I feel like they should influence it more in the multiplayer. Maybe it's I mean, also you could do like when you play against your friends, offline or online, just regular. You can change all the settings, but just to get someone random, you can't. You don't. I really wish that you can. Whether it makes the impact on the game, that would be pretty cool. I mean, just maybe add another feature. I don't know, just something that changes the game. You know, like snow. It's very hard to see, so therefore you would want to run and hardly throw because you can't really see your receiver. So you want to pound the ball, pound, 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 rather than throw, throw, throw. Rain. Your players slip more often. If he's just running and he tries to do juke, he can possibly slip on the floor. You know, stuff like that. I hope that they can implement that where stuff like that can influence of how you play and how your game modes change. Because that'd be pretty cool if you have a game plan and everything, and then as soon as you get in the game, you realize it's snowing or it's raining. Now you gotta change all that around because whatever you were planning to do is probably most likely going to change. Let's say if you're planning to just throw Hail Mary's aggressive catch on your opponent. If it's snowing, your receiver, I mean your quarterback is going to be his accuracy should go down significantly. So therefore, if he's throwing all the way out to the 20, he might throw a little shorter to the 30. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be a lot harder for you to see where he's at a certain point, and so on. So I feel like, and therefore you should be thinking, okay, I should stop throwing the ball and stop running the ball more often, or do short passes more often, rather than just long, 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 long. Same with rain. If you want to keep doing jukes, maybe you just have to do stiff arms instead, so you don't slip, and so on. It just changes the way you play. I found it would be pretty cool if they do that. Um, Maybe when it's raining, your players drop the ball more often. I don't know, stuff like that. I mean, it might be more aggravating, like the catching. So maybe not like that, but still, something that influences the game would be pretty cool. I mean, and then another thing, people say that the refs should be changed, like the fouls and stuff like that. I mean, at first I did agree, like pass interference should be in the game, but I don't think you can control all your computer players to not do pass interference at sometimes. So it'll be kind of unfair for yourself when it does happen. So I do agree that the penalty should only like be like offsides, roughing the passer. Well, talking about roughing the passer, I mean, I'm just gonna let that one go by because there are some instances where roughing the passer is really stupid. I mean, at certain times there are like when I hit the quarterback way too late and I don't get the penalty, but if I barely touch them, it's like it gets like an impact of a penalty, which is weird. Same with like roughing the kicker, stuff like that. Like, all that's fine, offsides, um, false starts, but you never see like holdings and stuff like that because you can't really control your alignment of holding or not, you know. So I mean, I agree with that, and they talked about all the time in the Mutt show. In another thing I want to talk about is injury cards. I think it'd be pretty cool if they had injury cards, whereas injuries are actually can occur in Madden or Mutt mainly, because whenever your player gets hurt, he gets a keep or a replaced. And if you just keep your player, the chance of him getting hurt again is like 2%. So it's pretty crazy that there's even injuries at all in the game because there's like no point. They hardly even get injured in the first place. I mean, I played with the whole full bronze squad, and then I played against someone who I think he had like a 92 overall, and none of my players got hurt. None of them. I mean, I didn't win, of course. I lost by like 12, I believe. 12. I don't know, something like that. It was by between like 10 to 15. But anyways, yeah, I lost. I almost came close. That way, in my last drive, I got pick six. But anyways, I feel like especially if you're a bronze team, right, and you're going against these Hall of Famers, these 90 overall teams, and they lay the hit power on you. First of all, you should fumble, okay? The fact that if my player does not fumble, that something's seriously wrong with the game. And second of all, if my player isn't injured after that big hit, something is wrong as well. Because I guarantee you, even like the quarterback, I guarantee you, if one of these linebackers, especially in the NFL, if they hit the quarterback with that hit stick, the quarterback gonna be out for at least a drive. You know, like he's just not gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna take this injection shot like an NFL blitz, where they just like an injection shot and then they're already ready to go the next time. I feel like injury cards should be really implemented where like he does sprain his arm, he sprains his leg, and therefore he's injured. And that's why you gotta have backups. Because I see a lot of people live streaming YouTube, and they only have one quarterback. They don't even have a backup because the chances of the quarterback getting hurt is like hardly ever. Which is, I feel like they should really change that. Look at that boom right there. Look at that. Like stuff like that. I mean, he shouldn't be hurt, but I mean, stuff like that. If you hit the quarterback like that and he doesn't get hurt, something needs to be fixed. Well, anyways, I'm not saying that the game is broken, but I'm just trying to. Aggressive catch is broken, of course. That's it. I really like the game. I just feel like they just need to make it more intriguing, more interesting. For me, this is my opinion, and some of these things are for. I got off from other people who suggested it. Said, "Oh, yeah, you should talk about this, talk about that. How do you feel about that?" And such on. You know, so I feel like injury cards would be really cool. I mean, every game has them. You look at any game, they have injury cards besides Madden. And, I mean, football is a very physical sport. You would think we would need injury cards for football, you know? So, I mean, we'll see from there. As well as, I mean, I don't know what happened to it. I mean, people said that was coming, but I mean, it never came. It was alternative uniforms. I think it'd be pretty cool if we had those. I mean, just something changes it up, you know? Like, I'm tired of seeing the simple black and gray or silver and black and so on, you know? I want to change it up. I mean, even if maybe even let us, like, design our own colors for our uniform, you know? Maybe even design our own logos. That'd be pretty cool if we can design our own team, basically. Instead of having, I mean, you can get like these 32 teams of, if you don't want to make a logo or if you don't want to make a jersey, here you go. But if they give us a chance of making the jersey and making a logo, it would just make games more fun, more interesting. Now, of course, they would have to like do the same thing as like 2K16, where they would have to ban anyone who makes inappropriate things like dicks, nuts, you know, same old. What people always make, especially like in Call of Duty and such on. I see that all the time. Just make sure that stuff like it gets banned automatically. But I feel like if they do like alternative uniforms, or if they even let us design our uniforms, will be amazing. I feel like that would be one of the top notch. Like give us like 3 colors we can choose from, and then we can choose our home or our away, our alternative, and then that would be amazing. You know. They need to approve draft champs. For me to get into this game took about almost 2 minutes, and it was laggy. So I'm thinking that it took so long because they tried to find someone who wasn't out in my server anymore. That's how long it took. It was finally they said, okay, it's taking so long. Let's find someone outside the server. And I'm thinking it separates from west and east and so on. Maybe it was an east coast. Most likely he was. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, they need to do is put like a true home field advantage as well. That's what I feel like they need. Is like, let's say if you're kicking a field goal and you're an away team, maybe your TV is kind of shaking, kind of like a free throw, like in 2K, where you're able to shake their screen or something, or something that like influences the game. Where if you're home, you have more likely advantage, just like a real game. Maybe your player's morale goes down a little bit. I don't know. Something that affects it. Just this is just little things that they can do or look into it. I'm just giving like options or my opinions, my ideas for the Madden or the developers, the community to look into and think about it themselves. Another one would be player stats. I feel like they need to change it because in this game there are two things that mean everything: speed and spectacular catch. I feel like speed just ruins everything because you don't look at anything else besides speed, because all the other stats are pretty useless, like trucking, carrying, juke, stiff arm. I mean, they're good to have, but they're not as important as speed and spectacular catch. I mean, there's run block and stuff like that, which is good. I feel like they need to make where carrying and trucking is just as good as speed and spectacular catch. Well, I feel like spectacular catch, first of all, should leave now. It should just be catching traffic. So, our next thing we're going to go is better commentary. These commentators, that's why I muted this game audio, was because these commentators are boring and disturb me because it's repetitive, on and on, where you hear, oh no! It's just like, it goes on, It's the same thing over and over. Anyways, I have like 30 more things to talk about, but I think I'm going to make a part 2. I'm going to see how this video goes. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty easy game. My opponent wasn't that good. 6 takeaways, he had 1. But yeah. So, that was just a couple of things. I have one big thing for Madden 17 to do, and I think I'm going to leave that for next video because I really want to implement it and discuss it thoroughly and have more information about it, of how it's going to be set up. Anyways, this has been your boy Psychoblood, and thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to like the video. Anything else, leave in the comments what you guys think. Make a part 2, or what opinions do you have? What do you guys want to change in Madden 17? What's your wish list? This is Psychoblood. I'll see you guys later. Peace.